Hello there and a very good evening. It's 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday. That means, of course, Planet Cruise. And we've got such a great show tonight. Really something for everybody. Some amazing deals. Some of the prices just came down before the hour as well. My name's Sean, by the way. That's the number you need to call at the bottom of the screen there. But... oh, he's looking very cheeky and smiley. Justin, back.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know. You're
cheeky and smiley,
yeah,
just at the corner of your eye.
Yeah, nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, great to be back again.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
Yes, a whole 2 weeks.
Just looking at the show tonight.
It's a really good one, isn't it?
It's really good.
Never failed to surprise.
I know.
Really looking forward to the fact that we've actually got a maiden season cruise, which we're kicking off with MSC. They've got some great innovations. Also, a very unusual itinerary. If I said the letters PNG, Papua New Guinea. Yeah.
Yes.
We've got a beautifully small ship that's actually going down there. A very rare opportunity. It's the first time
we've never seen that itinerary,
First time I've ever done that itinerary. We've got a last-minute all-inclusive deal with Celestial, so if you want to go cruising in November, all-inclusive with tours included around the Greek islands.
That came down in price just a few hours before the show.
Quite literally.
And I've got my eye on an amazing Marella cruise, all-inclusive, of course. 2 weeks. Taking you over to the Middle East there, and it's... yeah. I'm just looking at the price. Well, just around about £1,100 for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's amazing,
and again, a very, very interesting itinerary starting off in Aqaba, so you can go and see all the archaeological sites down at Petra.
Oh, that'd be great.
There's
and then over to Dubai. And
over to Dubai. There's the Cunard deal as well, where we're going over to Norway and some very unusual Norwegian ports. We're actually going north of the Arctic Circle, and a brand new, you're going to love this one, I've got to get the bants in early. It's over 50s, it's Saga, but it's a brand new ship. It's got chauffeur service as well with a 250-mile radius, free Wi-Fi included, and all of your drinks as well.
Do you know, jokes, but I actually said to Justin before the show, I said, you see, there are some benefits of being 50. But honestly, I actually love the Saga cruise, and I'm very tempted by it. So there are some benefits of being over 50.
And if you want to book it, and the cruise is after February next year, you'll be able to bring me as a companion, because I'll be over 40 then.
Yeah. You'd pass as 50 anyway, you'd be fine, Justin. Anyway. No,
really? Did he just say that?
I couldn't resist.
Really?
Couldn't resist. But I just want to talk, we always get some, many brand new viewers on a Tuesday as well. Just want to talk a little bit about Planet Cruise as well, because so many awards and great reviews.
Well, look, straight away, Planet Cruise, it says it all, we are cruise specialists, but we're cruise specialists within the industry. There's a lot of cruise line that works exclusively with us. There's some deals that we've got tonight which are exclusive prices, but all the people that you speak to on the phones, they're not just travel agents. They're people that have lived and breathed the industry. So just a good example, Glenn, who sometimes sat in my place, used to work on P&O as a tours expert. Myself worked with P&O Cruises for 6 years at sea. So, we've been there, we've done that, we've bought the T-shirt. But that's where we always go to. But how about not just me telling you how good Planet Cruise is, how about Trustpilot? Trustpilot rating is excellent. FIFO have also given Planet Cruise a gold medal. And there's 1.5 million customers that have been happy with their cruise. Over 1.5 million happy cruise customers with Planet Cruise. So do the research yourself.
Yeah. We get great feedback all the time. And we get great prices as well. The deal's amazing on the show. Yeah. So we better begin. We've got 8 deals, so yes.
Just squeeze them in.
Every our producer's like, right, you two do need to get to the deal. So we're going to start with that brand new ship from MSC. And this is her maiden season, and she, we've been looking at pictures and images of her. She is going to be spectacular. And we've got prices tonight starting as little as $549. So just looking here, great little itinerary. But should we take her on board? Because we've got some images and some video footage of her sister ship.
Yeah, but listen, well, in fact, it's the actual sister ship that's really sort of set the precedent, because there's been such good reviews of the restaurants on board. You see the teppanyaki restaurant there, some of the speciality dining as well. And it's really raised the bar. They've got some industry set in places like the Yacht Club. That's another one. Also Zoe, which is your in-room assistant. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on.
Zoe, okay.
Yeah, about Zoe. But it's all about technology. Yes, they've got a bowling alley at sea. They've got 4D cinemas. They've also got Formula One simulators as well. There's the 4D cinema. They've got some great innovations. But the fact that you're getting a maiden season cruise. And when I say maiden season, it's literally just weeks after she's launched. So there's the actual maiden cruise, and you're going to be just after that on one of the lead dates. They've paired up with some great brand names like Lego, and it really does make a difference. As you can see there, the Swarovski crystal encrusted staircases in the atrium. And there's Zoe. So quite literally you just say, hey Zoe, what time's the show on tonight? Or hey Zoe, can I book something at the spa? And it's an in-room assistant that can give you lots of different information and give you access to guest services.
So she's going to make life very easy.
Well, unless the other half's name is Zoe, because then it can be quite confusing. You know, hey Zoe, Zoe, Zoe.
Never thought of that.
Just to
great
go on to
shows. And what about
the shows? Yeah. Cirque du Soleil.
Wow.
And these are exclusive shows that have actually been built for the ships and MSC.
Well, everyone that I know that's been on board Bellissima has said what an amazing experience, and this is her brand new sister ship, so this will be a maiden season. We're flying you over to Genève to start with, and then you've got a 7-night cruise, and this is kind of your classic Spain, France and Malta cruise, isn't it?
Classic Mediterranean. You're starting off with the biggest port, which is Civitavecchia, which is the port for Rome. So you're going to be able to see all those historic sites, get to see the Colosseum, get to see places like the Vatican City, the Trevi Fountain as well. I mean, just imagine throwing some coins in there. The Vatican City as well. You never know, you might hit a day where the Pope is in residence as well.
And we should say we've got lots of dates from November all the way through to March and beyond. But at this time of year, it's a great time to go. It's a little bit quieter. We can't fit all the dates on the screen. We've got loads. But if you do choose this lead date, then you will, of course, get I think a far better time in Rome because less people. But honestly, we've got loads of dates. We can't fit them all on the screen. But just ring Planet Cruise, and they will tell you all the dates available. So that's Rome, but Sicily is next, isn't it?
Yeah, we're heading to the port of Palermo. Now, this is actually founded by the ancient Greeks. So there's a great melting pot of different cultures there. But for me, this is just one of the great districts, I suppose, of Italy. This is where the Dons would sit in their beautiful villas, and you just imagine the cuisine. The cuisine's fantastic, of course. You know, being near the seaside, you're going to have great seafood, but this is where your pastas, your ragu sauces, which are passed down generation after generation. It is just absolutely stunning. There's some great markets around Piazza del Carmine as well, and if you want to go for those Sicilian snacks, go for the fried rice balls, so the meats, the mozzarellas as well. It really is fantastic. Then we're going to head off to Malta, a completely different contrast. One of my favourite places to have breakfast out on deck. So, you know, get some deck space, or if you're lucky enough to have a balcony.
It's a beautiful place.
Well, it's just the colour of that sandstone.
Imagine looking at that from your balcony,
And there's some great history there. You've got St John's Cathedral, you've got some of the megalithic stone temples at Gozo. So if you think like your Stonehenges and your Aveburys, it's very similar to that. So there's a whole, when we say about history, you think, oh, you know, a couple of thousands. No, many thousands of years ago. Then we've got a nice day at sea before we go into our next big port of call, and that is Barcelona. Well, one of my favourites, absolute favourites. If you haven't been before, you've just got to enjoy it. This is actually down near the port area, and there's the Columbus statue just there. You've got the Sagrada Familia, which is easy to reach. You can see both sides. You can actually walk around the whole block and see each of the sides of the unique Gaudi building there. You've got the new camp, if you like football, as well. Of course, the La Ramblas. You've got to go to the Ramblas. Montjuïc Park as well. That's one of the old parliamentary buildings, and of course the buildings of Gaudi as well. So then we're going to head off to Provence. We're going to go to the south of France and into the port of Marseille. Marseille's got a really historical maritime history, but it's also just so iconic. When you go in to the port itself, there's this wonderful fort just on the side, and this is where the legend has it that the Count of Monte Cristo was actually held. But I'd say just head round the little harbours there.
Yeah, they're really cute, aren't they? Lovely.
Yeah, I know, but some great restaurants are really reasonably priced as well. So there you go, there's the Count of Monte Cristo, as I was saying. But then you're back to Genoa, disembarking, and that rounds off for 7 nights. What I call a classic itinerary. It works out, you can pay your deposit only on this one, tips are included, and it works out less than £79 per person per night.
And bear in mind, you are going to be, I mean, look at this. You're going to be surrounded by luxury and opulence. I mean, she looks so impressive and decadent, isn't
well,
it?
we didn't get a chance to go through all the restaurants on board and the outside deck space that you've got. You've got the Lighthouse restaurant there, you've got the Panorama restaurant, Ristorante Italiano, you've got the teppanyaki, sushi, Butcher's Cut, which is a steak restaurant as well, and the fact that you've got great entertainment, but Cirque du Soleil.
Look at that theatre as well. So let's show you what's included tonight with Planet Cruise. Can't believe that price, bear in mind this is a maiden season, of course. So you're going to be on board MSC's newest ship, on board her maiden season there. Tips all included, forgot to mention that, but tips are included. Great family of four price, 2285, that's based on the lead date. Return flights based on London. Don't forget Planet Cruise, generally speaking, would be able to find you alternative regional flights. Just ask about those. And there are loads of dates. We couldn't fit them all in, but from November to March. Here's just a selection of them. But you can see there, we have got prices starting at just $549. Great prices on the suites as well. I know we've had quite a few sellouts already, but the suites are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, and definitely if you do like something that's a little bit of a different experience, a little bit more luxury or exclusivity, then when you book tonight or inquire, make sure you ask about the Yacht Club, because the Yacht Club with MSC is just that exclusive lounge in that area, which is just, well, ask your cruise specialist tonight when you phone up for more details.
And don't forget the number is there, 0808 250 2662. Are we open until 10 o'clock tonight?
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, now, just now, we've presented the show for many, many years, but we have never seen this itinerary before. We're very excited about this one. Yeah,
and I think one of the reasons why this itinerary is actually possible is because this ship is so small but beautiful.
Yeah.
You know,
is she about 850 passengers? Did you tell me?
850 passengers, 28,000 tonnes. So she is so much smaller than your average cruise ship. And for some of you, you may have had many happy memories with Fred Olsen on board. This is what we call a classic cruise ship. She was actually launched in 1973. And a lot of people say, why'd you say 1973? That sounds really old. It sounds... No, because she's been refurbished. And when I say refurbished, think of a classic car when they're rebuilt. It's almost as if they're even better than they were. Look at the cabin space that you've got inside of there. Look at the deck space as well. But also think about the fact that you've only got 850 passengers. The fact that the crew have been with Fred Olsen probably for years. And I know a very good friend of ours actually now still working in the cruise industry who worked for Fred Olsen. Their food is fantastic.
Yeah.
Some of the restaurants that they've got on board, like Tintigal and the Heligan room as well, is just superb, whether it's lunch or five-course dinners. You've got the Secret Garden Cafe as well, and then all the facilities that you'd expect on a cruise ship.
Well, I cruised with Fred Olsen and my mum a little while ago. We had a lovely time, and as you say, smaller, more intimate ships, really friendly, a bit more personable.
I bet you were nosing around in that library because it's very well stocked.
I had a little wander in.
Yeah?
That's what I was doing. Look.
What?
This.
Cheers.
No, do you know what? I loved the theatre. The show's amazing, but the food was lovely. Just had a great time and felt very, very well looked after. But, you know, even on a ship of this size, she's more intimate, there's still a lot to do. Surprising amount of things to do, actually.
I think sometimes there's no right or wrong ship for anybody.
No, we said there's a cruise for everybody, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh, easily.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, when you go on holiday, sometimes you will go to big resorts where you can't see everything in 10 days. You're like, well, I feel, you know, exhausted. I need a holiday to recover from it. Other times you sit and it's just like, as long as I've got a pool, as long as I've got my sun lounger and a book, I'm happy. So it all depends on what you're looking for. And one of the unique things about this has got to be the itinerary.
I honestly, I was saying to Justin earlier, I really fancy this because of the itinerary. You know, love the cruise line, but... You know, Fred Olsen are lovely. They really are. Wonderful company. So I had a great cruise with my mum, but I'm really excited about this itinerary because we've never had this itinerary on the show in the last 11 years now.
Yeah.
So, talk us through, Justin. Well, because these are places I've never been to.
Yeah, and some of them are new on me. So stand by for some interesting pronunciations.
We're listening. There we go.
But first of all, you're flying from the UK over to Cairns, and this is where you get an overnight on board. And this first day that you get to spend here, well, you're not far from the Great Barrier Reef. You've got rainforests to the West Tropics. You've got a fantastic scenic railway. There's the Skyrail cableway as well, so you can go through the canopy of the rainforest. There's the Aboriginal Park. There's the Esplanade Lagoon. There's snorkel and diving. There is waterfalls. There's cliffs. I mean, I will tell you now, the next sort of 6 or 7 days look very much like this. beautiful blue, tranquil waters and white sand beaches.
I'm excited. I'm just thinking about what that flight would have cost as well.
Yeah, definitely. And just remember, the fact that you've got overnights in not one but 2 ports in Cairns and Bali. That is just absolutely stunning.
I'm impressed so far.
Well, we just said we're going to give you a day at sea,
Lovely.
so you can just relax and unwind, and then we're going to go into our first of our PNG islands, Papua New Guinea islands, and this is Alatoa. Now, this is the location where they have a canoe and drum festival every year. And they will parade through the streets. It completely takes over the town. A lot of the cruise lines have invested heavily in this port. So over the years, it really has supported the local community. So you've got great markets there. You can buy local handicrafts. Milne Bay is definitely one to go for, which has got a great coral reef there. And there's plenty of rainforest snorkeling and bat caving as well. So you can go into some of the caves and see some of the bats or the flying foxes, as they call them out there. So, yeah. After that, you've got a nice day at sea, and then we're going to go back into our next port of call, which is Madang. And now, the actual harbour is right out of a holiday brochure. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, just look at it. It looks manicured lawns, palm trees, thatched bungalows. And there's the big contrast. You've got the luxury where some of the resorts will have a helicopter landing pad, and then there's just a small fishing. When I say fishing boats, it's like a canoe again. So there's that real contrast that you've got there. This, of course, was actually made famous in history by Amelia Earhart. So it's the famous American aviator. She took off in 1937 before a plane's mysterious disappearance. And this is one of the islands, or in this location, they thought she was actually found. Now, there's 7 million residents in the whole of Papua New Guinea, and this is probably one of the best islands. Which keeps traditions to tribesmen, and they still use arrows, they still use bows and spears, so culturally a fantastic place to go. If you like flowers, if you like the bird of paradise,
I love the bird of paradise,
38 kinds of birds of paradise there as well.
God, I thought there was about 3.
Yeah.
God.
And that's the garage, that's the local supermarket, and then the florist. Oh dear, had to get that in.
And then where's next then?
We're off to Wewak. Now, Wewak, this is actually quite a significant stronghold during the Second World War, and it was the site of a very large Japanese airbase. So this has got a lot of historical significance, so you can go out and do that. But you just saw the beach huts there. I mean, they're just up on stilts, white sand beaches. If you just want to chill and just take in that. I mean, you know when you say about Robinson Crusoe Island? Or, like Castaway, this is that island where you've got the coral reefs, but you've got the beautiful white sand beaches. It's absolutely stunning. There's a lovely river region, actually, in Wewak as well, which is definitely worth a wander. There's also Cape One, which is the site of the Japanese surrender, so there's a war memorial there. And it really, it's definitely worth looking into tours. There's beaches, arts and crafts, World War II relics, there's the town market, and Cape One definitely on that.
Honestly, I'm really interested in that.
It's just so different.
You only live once, and my aim is to travel to as many places as I can while I can. Now, a few days at sea next, Justin.
Yeah, and then we're into Ambon. Now, this is the capital of the Maluku region, and quite literally, on one of their websites for this region, they said it's verdant and green mountainous regions, and I was just like, verdant. What a lovely word.
It's a great word.
They've actually got statues built up on the hills, which is quite nice, and you can go to the Tiahua Monument, which is in memory of a young freedom fighter that actually stood against the Dutch colonials when they tried to take over this region. So some really great history there. Lovely day at sea, and then we're going to something completely different.
This is a place that has always been on my list. This is Komodo Island, isn't it?
Have you seen those things?
Yeah.
The Komodo dragon is probably one of the deadliest creatures on the face of the planet. They're only found on this island.
They're only found on this island, aren't they?
Yeah, and in James Bond films. But let's just say that they are exceptionally spectacular. When I look at them, I think that's probably the closest that we've got to a dinosaur.
To a dinosaur, I agree, yeah.
You know, and they will eat animals whole. I mean, if you've seen any of the wildlife programs, these things, they can move at speed, they can taste and smell blood as well. So you're probably thinking, what on earth would you want to go there? Of course, there is opportunities to go and see them in safe environment, but it's one of the only places to go. The national park is definitely where you've got to go and see them. And please, when you phone up, if you're inquiring about this cruise, make sure you ask about options of tours, because what I wouldn't want you to do is travel all that way and then not get to see them. I've
got to say as well, tours with Fred Olsen tend to be very, very affordable as well. In fact, everything with Fred Olsen, drinks, everything very affordable. Then, oh wow.
Yeah.
Let's go to Bali, yeah?
Yeah, we're off to Punoa, which is the port in Bali. And, well, Indonesia has just got such a great contrast. I mean, geographically, you look at the mountains in the background and how lush and green they are. They've got these beautiful temples as well. But one of the places you've got to go is one of the monkey sanctuaries. Now, bear in mind, you are overnight on board here, so do look into the tours that are available. There's approximately 340 Balinese long-tailed macaques that live within a sacred monkey forest. And I just have to go there. I mean, you know, it looks like I was going to say a brand then. Yeah. Is Timotei still going? Not too sure. But, you know, the wonderful waterfalls. Not that I know anything about hair products. Just want to point that out.
You beat me to it, Justin.
Other brands are available. But,
and then we sadly do disembark, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a journey.
I've just looked back at that, and you look at, I mean, first of all, I haven't seen that map in a very long time.
Yeah.
The fact that you're covering Indonesia and Papua New Guinea.
Amazing.
On a great, lovely small ship, and at that price.
I really enjoyed that, Justin.
Yeah.
Now, I forgot to mention as well, we talked about the overnights in Cairns and Bali, but we've got a great single price as well, and that is available from just $2,935. And that's an outside, so, you know, for all of our single ladies and gents, that is a brilliant price. I spotted that early on in the week. That's single outside, $2,935. There's not many, so do be quick. Return flights from London, plus all due transfers. Manchester flights as well. And we've got a lot of viewers like me from the north. They are available for £1 per person supplement. I think that's amazing. I was really excited by that one. So £1 per person supplement for Manchester flights. Great single outside, $2,935. Thanks, Justin. Yeah, honestly,
it's a really nice area. Also, for those of you that are from Manchester or up north, we have actually got another couple of cruises. Well, it's a couple of cruises time. We've got other supplements as low as £20 to £40 flying out of Manchester. So just stay tuned.
But it is now time for this week's Hot Pick. And who it is? That sounded a bit Christmassy to me. Yeah, a little bit. But anyway, I'm sure it wasn't supposed to be. But because we're going away in May, aren't we? Yes.
Yes.
We are. I know some of you do get ready for Christmas early, but yes, we're going away in May. Now, we love this one because it is on board the allure of the season. Now, she's just been amplified, hasn't she?
Yeah, over £100 million spent on her, and I should imagine that is just amplified it just a little up to 11.
Yeah, so she's now, honestly, she's going to be amazing. You're going to be visiting ports such as Palma, Marseille.
Yeah, we touched on that earlier on, didn't we?
Rome and Capri.
Oh, Capri.
Yes.
You can go to Pompeii, you can go to Vesuvius, you can go to the Amalfi Coast, or just stay in Capri.
Yeah. Yes, just window shop and just look at the amazing people there. But just very quickly, we've got free ocean view to balcony upgrade, starting at just £1,099 per person, and a deposit tonight from just £1 as well. So give us a call right now. That's the 7-night Allure of the Seas ID number 202314. But one of my favourite two words, Justin, you know.
What's that?
You know. All-inclusive.
Of course, all-inclusive.
It just leaves me out to dry to say that. But I've never been dry. Anyway.
I am.
But no, I do, and I joke around. Please do drink responsibly. But I do like an all-inclusive cruise because it just makes it's so much easier. You don't worry about your bill at the end.
Exactly.
And all-inclusive also includes all your soft drinks and specialty coffees in general as well.
Yeah.
So.
But it's nice to have all-inclusive. How about we throw in tours? how about we throw in one of the best operators in this particular region, award-winning, check out their website, and the fact that you are, again, on a cruise ship that is not massive and sprawling, it's nice and small and compact. This is perfect.
And this is actually the best of both, because you get a 2-night stay in Athens, then you get a 3-night cruise as well. But here's Chris to show you around Athens.
Let's have a look.
As you arrive by ship into Athens port of Piraeus, you have multiple options to take you to the main city and its attractions. Firstly, check out the cruise lines and Planet Cruises shore excursions, which will give you door-to-door transportation and in some cases jump-the-line privileges. The second option is to take a taxi direct from the port gates. Beware though that these drivers can sometimes price a little extravagantly, so ask on board what the average price should be and agree with the driver before starting the journey. The last option is the Greek way, by using the metro from Piraeus town into here, Monastiraki station in the Plaka. The metro costs only a few euros each way and is a 20-minute walk from the port gates. The first and most important attraction to visit is the Acropolis, which, standing proud at 150 metres above sea level, is the site of palaces, temples and amphitheatres dating back beyond the Bronze Age. Currently, the ruins of the Parthenon and outdoor theatre are all that remain, but thanks to the entrance fees to the site, plus its museum and general donations, there's a successful restoration project taking place to rebuild and repair the area to its former glory. Home to the first modern Olympics, the Panathenaic Stadium is our second recommendation, with a history dating back to 566 BC. Although the reason for its significance was the Olympic Games of 1896, which set the precedent for how we know the Olympics today. Our third recommendation is for Greek mythology fans. The Temple of Zeus took over 700 years to build as a place of worship for the father of the gods. Starting with 104 Corinthian columns and now with only 15 remaining, it doesn't take much imagination to see how immense this structure would have been at full size. Our final recommendation is to explore the streets of Plaka. Situated at the base of the Acropolis is the tourist centre of Athens and a great place to sit outside a restaurant with a plate of gyros, a short of ouzo and people watch to your heart's content. With a history spanning thousands of years and its world-famous iconic monuments, Athens makes for the perfect stopover destination before, during or after your cruise holiday.
So a great time in Athens for 2 days there, but we want to take you on board with Celestial right now, so here's a little taster.
Celestial Cruises are known for the authentic Greek hospitality and incredible destination experiences, and the Olympia is a credit to how true this is. With only 418 cabins on board, complemented by 540 staff members, it boasts attentive and friendly service, delicious local and classic cuisine and all-inclusive drinks as a standard. The Olympia offers a selection of staterooms to suit solo travellers, couples and families of up to 4. You'll find comfortable beds, your own ensuite shower room, air conditioning and TV to enjoy whilst relaxing. Although with everything Celestial Cruises has planned, you won't be spending too much time in there. Celestial Cruises have an incredible connection with its Greek roots in its restaurants, with delicious fresh cuisine served on board, taking diners on a cultural culinary journey, tasting flavourful Greek favourites and tempting local dishes. With all-inclusive drinks as a standard, there isn't much you can't drink on board, from beers, wines and some well-known spirits to cocktails, hot beverages and of course water. There are 5 bars and 2 lounges to choose from, each offering its own atmosphere and views. Entertainment comes in many forms and life on board Celestial Olympia is fun for all. Celestial Cruises entertainment includes live music, dance classes, karaoke and much more. For anyone wanting to keep all the incredible food at bay, there is a fully equipped gym on board, as well as a revitalising sauna spa where your day-to-day worries are left at the door. Celestial Cruises are known for their dedicated Greek and Mediterranean itineraries visiting Greece, Turkey, Cyprus, Israel and Egypt. But it's not just the locations that make their cruises so incredible. The excursions and tours organised and offered by Celestial are what give each day that once-in-a-lifetime feeling.
I just sent you this. I'm looking at booking the next cruise with my mum. And I think she'd love this.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And the ports that you go into, the great thing, the actual tours, there's 2 tours that are included on this one, and it's the ones that you want to go on. So,
well, let's
first of all,
this is, you know, for those of you that may be new to cruising, you think, oh, shall we do one, shall we not? This is great. So you've got 2 nights in Athens, and then you've got this 3-night cruise as well. And we've actually Is it Mykonos first of all?
Yeah,
One of
started
my
off in
favourite
Mykonos.
places,
Yeah, just absolutely stunning. I mean, sailing away from Mykonos is going to be beautiful. There's the sunset there and the beaches. It's just brilliant. Then we're into Ephesus, which is the port of Kuzadasi and Patmos. So you get to see both of those in the day. You do get a tour in Ephesus, so you get to see the historic sites, things like the House of the Virgin Mary, the temple, the amphitheatre, the library of Celsius as well. So there's lots to see and do there. Then we're off to Heraklion and Santorini, and of course both of these historical sites. There's a tour in Heraklion where you go to the Knossos Palace, which is the legendary site of the Minotaur, and Santorini is, as legend has it, is actually Atlantis. So it's on the volcanic crater. And they found a lot of archaeological sites in the 60s that could be relating back to Atlantis. So that's your ports. And remember, tours are included in 2 of those ports, and they are the historical sites that you do want to go and see. And this is with a Greek cruise line that they know a thing or two about cruising. Again, being in Santorini at the end of that day, it's very rare that some of these ships stay in later. I'm unsure of the time that you sail, but the fact that you get chance to go into Santorini, usually you have to book for, I think it's a maximum of 2 nights or 3 nights.
Well, you've got a 2-night hotel stay there in Athens, as we mentioned, 3 nights on board, and that is all inclusive and all your tips and everything. There's free excursions. They're worth a lot of money as well. You know, excursions are expensive. And we have got lots of dates available between October of this year and November 2020. The price on this, by the way, just came down literally today, didn't it?
Yep, it's a last-minute deal. So if you want to get away in October and November, look at those prices.
That is really good, actually, isn't it? I'm just looking at the price for the suite in November as well. $939 for suite. Yeah, on the 13th of November as well. So do give us a call for this one. I mean, whenever we have Celestial on, they are obviously very popular. Drinks-wise, let's get to drinks, Justin. Yes, because we're talking about selected spirits, beers and cocktails, and that includes a Greek-flavoured ouzo, all of your non-alcoholic drinks as well, you know, your juices, teas, mineral waters, and a wide range of hot beverages. I love my coffee, so you get your espressos, cappuccinos, and your hot chocolate there as well. But I always think, you know, for a first cruise as well, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's superb. And it's, you know, it's the Greek Alliance with the Greek specialist.
But we are now going to take you to Luxury Corner. And we are talking real luxury with this one, aren't we? Now, this is with Oceania Cruises. We often have Lou on the sofa from Oceania. Amazing cruise. I always say 5-star plus, all-inclusive as well with tips and Wi-Fi. Up to $800 on board spend, and all of your flights and overseas transfers as well. This is for July next year, and some of the ports we've got here, we've got Valencia, Mallorca,
Malta,
yes,
Valletta,
Sicily as well. Rome's on there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and Portofino as well. So there's a whole real nice collection there of big ports and small ports that you're going to love.
And Oceania known as having the best food at sea by many. They're multi-award winning. But many of you know, if you're regular on the show, recently, and it took me quite a few years, I discovered Marella. It sounds ridiculous, but Marella had been on the show many times, but I only booked my first Marella cruise. Actually, it was this year in March. Booked another one in June, and fingers crossed, I'm looking at one in December as well, before my birthday. And we have got, I'm not allowed to do this one, I'm not allowed to holiday in November, I did try. But this is on board the Marella Discovery, which was the ship I was on board. I loved her, she was amazing. She's had a complete refit from Marella. She's an ex-Royal Caribbean ship.
Yep, you can see that with the lounge.
You can see that, love the layout. But honestly, I had such a great time. I mean, the service, the food, the drinks, just the atmosphere on board Marella as well. And
I think we've got the Queen Mary, not the Queen Mary, the Cunard.
We have.
We'll come to that in a few minutes' time. But the fact of the matter is,
coming up. That is coming up.
But the Discovery, she's got all of the great facilities that a lot of people remember from Royal Caribbean. And that's one of the great things. What Thompson and now Marella have done is they've really moved things on. They've changed the brand, but you've still got the great quality of service. You've got the rock climbing wall. You've got the 9-hole mini pitch and putt as well, and all the usual restaurants as well. So things like 47 Degrees. You got the Islands, Corallar, Sushi Bar, Surf and Turf.
I recognise that. There you go. There's a tree symbol.
And that's the reason why I was saying about about Thompson and Tui and the fact that they've taken that over. So you've got, you know, great small ships. Again, the ship is 69
only as well as
yes, good point. Yeah, adult only, 69,000 tons. And just everything you need. So 2 pools, the ocean spa and beauty salon, gym and jogging track, the climbing wall as well, the pitch and putts. So all of that there. And they've also got a new edition which is being released in November of this year, which is the Tasty Squid and Anchor, which is a good old-fashioned sort of pub gastro.
Honestly, I just had such a great time on board the Discovery. I know you will. The value is amazing. You know, we hear time and time again about the value. You look at the price there, just over £1,100, and that's for 2 weeks.
Well,
but this is adult only as well. So
works out £81 per person per night.
I mean, you're not going to. I'm not being funny. That's just.
And it's the itinerary where you're going as well, because this is not again
winter sun, isn't it?
Winter sun, but it's not the sort of ports that you usually expect. So we're flying you over and heading to Aqaba, and this is the port for Petra. It's about a 2-hour journey. Definitely worth going to see. Yeah. So if you've seen, you know, when you see Indiana Jones at Christmas and you see that wonderful temple, it's actually the treasury. This dates back 9,000 years, so you've got to go and see that. Just fantastic. And you're on the Red Sea as well, so if you've perhaps been there before, you want to do some scuba or snorkeling, then there's plenty to do there. Then you've got some nice days at sea before we go to Dubai.
And those days at sea, you just enjoy the ship, you sunbathe.
Plenty to do on board that ship.
The entertainment with Marella, by the way, is the best. I think the best at sea. Then Dubai. Now I've not been to Dubai. Well, I've been to the airport. It was great, actually.
Well, the airport, is good, but the town is even better. Or the city's even better.
So there's a lot there, isn't there?
Can't knock the service. You've got iconic locations like the Palm, some of the mosque, the Grand Mosque in particular, the Burj Al Arab as well as the Burj Khalifa, which is the highest, or was the highest structure at the time, at 825 metres. There's a beautiful light show, and it's just, well, I was going to say about the souks. Forget the souks here, it's the actual malls. So you've got the Mall of the Emirate and the Dubai Mall, both of them superb. There's actually one of the world's largest aquariums. When I say aquariums, it's like over 3 stories.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's spectacular. Everything is spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, it just goes to the next level. Then we're off to Bahrain, and, well, Bahrain is 33 islands. It's got the 18-mile King Fahd causeway as well. You've got the fantastic race circuit there as well. And quite you've got the traditional buildings and the forts, but then you've actually got the modern Manhattan skyline in the background as well. So it's the old and the new that mix together. Then we're off to Doha. Now, this is where you get your souks, some fantastic restaurants. There's the Fort Grand Mosque as well, and this is a particularly good port to do a safari ride into the desert. So you can do a jeep ride and you can head out on into the sand dunes, which is quite cool. Then we're on to Sabani Yas Islands. Now, back in the 70s, Sheikh Zayed actually invested a whole host of money into preserving this particular island and improving it. You've got, well, you put several million trees on, I won't mention how many, but you've got, several. Giraffes, cheetahs, hyenas, ostrich. There's some 73,000 miles of pipeline just for water in the trees. Yeah. Wow. It's just on a different level. You've got a 16-square-mile Arabian Wildlife Park, 10,000 breeding animals, 170 species of bird, including peacocks and flamingos. So we'd fit in there perfectly, wouldn't we?
Of course we would.
Then we're off to Abu Dhabi. Go to Ferrari World. It's got the world's fastest roller coaster. You've got the Abu Dhabi Mall, the Marina Mall, the Al Wahida Mall as well. So plenty to see and do there. Persian rugs and antiques and Arabian textiles, particularly good there. And then we're into Kasab. I've got to say, Kasab is like the tonic to all of this. You've got these massive, massive, massive ports. Kasab is a little bit more rustic and rural. You've got fishermen and Bedouins and a village oasis.
What an amazing itinerary there, isn't it? And then back to
Muscat for your disembark,
and then your flight back to UK. I mean, 2 weeks. What did you say? It worked out just something ridiculous, isn't it? 81, isn't it? By the way, the flight. Just have a look at the ship. By the way, honestly, I loved her. And everything is so affordable with Marella. You know, your drinks are included, obviously, and your tips. But you know, excursions really affordable. Extras, the spa's really affordable as well. Adult only, tips included. Yeah. You've got the great overnight on board for Petra, of course, as well. Return flights are based on Birmingham. But we have got flights available from London Gatwick from only £20 per person supplement. And as just mentioned earlier, Manchester, which departs a day later, for only £40 per person as well. But I would love to do that one. I'm not allowed to holiday that month, but I would certainly book that one. However, we always say there's something for everybody on the show. And for some of our viewers, you might be thinking, I'd love to do a cruise. In fact, Jim and Liz, I don't know if you're watching Jim and Liz, my neighbours. Hello, Jim and Liz. They live a few doors down from me. They cooked to me an amazing meal last week. A few doors
down, a couple of acres?
No, a few doors down.
Posh is.
But they've never been on a cruise. And
what?
I know. And I keep trying to get them on one. And Liz said, the thing is, we don't want to fly. They're in the 60s, they don't want to fly.
OK.
Actually, no, Liz, you're not quite 60. Jim's in his 60s. Anyway.
Naughty Sean.
And it's getting worse, isn't it? But they are looking at cruising around the fjords, and I think this is outstanding.
Well, this is
cute now,
just
isn't
a
it?
cruise around the fjords. It is, quintessential ocean liners, because these ships, particularly with some of the Cunard ships, they were built for the transatlantic crossing. That's where they made their name, with things like the Queen's Grill as well, the Britannia Suites. It is a great British, icon.
Yeah. Well, and actually, the Queen Victoria, she has been completely refurbished, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I mean,
2017.
We gave you a little sneak preview of this earlier. So this is what's happened to the Queen Victoria.
It's mainly the Winter Garden and the Lido buffet as well, and you've got the introduction of the Yacht Club, which is enhanced accommodation, but it just gives you, this is just old. When I say old school cruising, this is the glamour.
It's classic, isn't it?
Yeah, and this, when you think about afternoon tea, and you think of the white gloves, and also, again, I have to say that, things like the Queen's Grill, Britannia Restaurant, it has got that feel that it's just a little bit more than your usual cruise. I've got to go, it's okay, because we've got so many favourites, but I always said that I wanted to go across the QE2 and fly back on Concorde. Can't really do that now, but it's ingrained into knowledge of cruisers that that is what you aspire to.
I took my mum for her 70th birthday on board the Queen Elizabeth. No, so the Queen Mary it was. Then went on the Queen Elizabeth later. But oh my word, it was just so special. Everything was special.
Yeah,
it's definitely. I loved all things like the ballroom dancing and the afternoon teas and the white glove service. It's wonderful. It really was. Many happy memories. But what is interesting about this one? You actually get to see a lot more of the fjords than you'd expect, and some ports we've not really seen for a while.
Not really touched on at all. So
from Southampton,
we've got a day at sea, and then we go into Haugesund. So this is effectively the birthplace of Vikings, and known as really as Norway's birthplace of the homeland of the Vikings. You've got a fantastic Viking farm here, and St Olaf's Church. Definitely worth going to see. Then we're off to Olden. The thing to do here is the Brixton Glacier. It is just stunning, the fact that you can see this rolling mountain hillsides and this glacier, which is again slowly moving. You can actually walk up onto the glacier, and it's not like trekking up.
No, I
you don't have to be action man.
But I was amazed at how blue.
Really deep. And bear in mind, a lot of these regions, they're inaccessible during the winter. It's only the summer that you can get to them. They really come alive. A lot of families have family homes just the summer that they go to places like
the fjords. They are amazing. Also, they're beautiful.
So,
and then it's a day at sea.
A day at sea, because you're going north. You're actually going just north of the Arctic Circle to the land of the midnight sun.
So make sure you have your afternoon tea and enjoy the ballroom dancing and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know the next port.
Boudicca.
I don't know this one.
Boudicca. Now, bear in mind, I mentioned the land of the midnight sun. You can see this at certain times of the year. So we have got a lead date of May 2020. So if you are looking for the land of midnight sun, just ask your cruise specialist when you call tonight. You've got a fantastic Norwegian aviation museum here, of all things, and there's a lovely area. There's a forest area that has white-tipped eagles. It's about 10 kilometres away, but the white-tipped eagles is definitely one to go and see. Then we're off to Narvik. Now, we've covered Narvik, but only once or twice. There's a great railway that you can do here, the Offenton Railway and the Navitrek, which is a little bit of a combination, where you can go up this fantastic railway and see how the actual railway was built. But there's also the Wolf Camp. Now, if you go to Polar Park, there's an opportunity to see where the walls and walls in a pack as well. If you're actually staying overnight, you can actually stay in a cabin with the walls in the same enclosure. Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd like that. I don't know. Day at sea next, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we're into Trondheim. Now, Trondheim, this is classic Norwegian houses, you know, lovely little wooden townhouses. Probably one of the most distinctive towns in this particular region. It's the centre of a Christian pilgrimage. You've got the great urban centre and another great railway as well. So if you do like your railway journeys, then there's plenty to see and do there. Then we're after Andelsnes. Now, this is where you want to head to the Trollveggen Railway. So this railway line actually takes you through Andelsnes, through Norway's most dramatic scenery. I mean, you know, when you look at it like there, it really puts it into perspective. You've got the Stigfloss waterfall as well, 600 feet of glacier water just tumbling off of the hillsides there. And there is a particular vantage point you just saw that's 5,000 feet above sea level. It's just beautiful, absolutely stunning. Then we're finishing off in Bergen. Bergen for me has got to be one of my favourite places. It's such a shame it's a very difficult place to get to. I wanted to just go from the UK and fly over, or just get a ferry over. Yeah, no, you can't just go there. It is the home of Edvard Grieg. You've got this whole sort of troll culture. They've got this wonderful sort of mysticism about trolls and magical. And you can go up to Mount Floyen, which can actually be climbed from the city centre. It takes you about 45 minutes, or you can go up in the funicular. Yeah, that's the one. Funicular. It's spectacular. Spectacular funicular.
But
and then we're back to Southampton.
But then back to Southampton. Look at the price. And we've actually got deposits starting at just £1 tonight as well. Now, if you upgrade to the Cunard fare, again, Planet Cruiser tell you all about that. You will receive either things like free onboard spend, poor parking, or coach transfer. So just ask about the upgrading as well. Itineraries, they differ slightly depending on the departure date. And always, generally speaking, when we've got cruises from Southampton, you can always add on a night at the Holiday Inn in Winchester from only £95 per person. That would include breakfast, parking, and that's parking for 12 nights, don't forget, and your port transfers as well. And that price for Cunard, I think, is amazing on board the Queen Victoria, just over £1,000. Now, the one thing we'll say is when you're cruising on the fjords, I think you want to see everything. So I would recommend going for an outside, or if you can stretch to it, and a balcony.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Cruising through that sort of scenery, it is absolutely stunning. It's breathtaking. Yeah. I know I'm not the type of person that you probably say, "Oh, I bet he really likes the fjords." I absolutely love them.
Same here. I would sometimes get up at 4 in the morning just to see the views. We've also got grill suites available as well. But we have got one final cruise for you, and it's with Saga Ocean Cruises. On board a brand new ship.
Brand new ship, yeah.
And honestly, I said to Justin, one of the only benefits of being 50, there's a few actually, but you can cruise with Saga, and their standards are outstanding, aren't they?
Let's just say, when Saga went into cruising, they started on river cruising, they started taking ships over in charter, and then they said they're going to invest in their fleet. This ship is 55,000 tonnes. A maximum capacity of 999 passengers.
So that's a lot of space per passenger, yeah.
Yeah, but there's an operating crew of 505, which roughly works out as one crew member to every 2 passengers.
Wow. Now, she's a brand new ship, isn't she?
Yeah, and look, absolutely stunning. They've done it so well.
Modern, spacious elegance. Do you know, I sometimes think when you do get a bit older, you do want the best. You're not prepared to compromise. You know exactly what you like.
Yep.
And this ship, she's cutting edge. You can see the design.
But
amazing.
Again, it's got that classic but sort of new modern feel. You know when you think about minimalism, you don't want anything too fussy, but there's that elegance there.
Imagine sitting in that dining room.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And, you know, we are talking about a big choice of world-class dining.
But we're talking about also speciality restaurants that are
included, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. That's with all of the house wines, tips, service charges. It's just, I mean, you've got the veranda and the grill there. You've got fantastic features with the spa.
Just look at the spa.
Yeah. And the theatre.
Oh, my word.
Also, there's the club, which is by Jules Holland as well. He's not always there, but there are selected dates where Jules Holland does play on board. But it's one of the first times that a musician like Jules has put his name to a club on board a ship. So again, if you're perhaps interested in cruising and there's a fan of Jules Holland or Squeeze, then, you know, just ask your cruise specialist.
And we should say every single luxury cabin there has a balcony as well. So all the cabins are balcony cabins as well. They are absolutely beautiful. And so much is included. I mean, almost like boutique cruising, I would say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, there's free door-to-door chauffeur service, which covers a 250-mile radius. Bear in mind, terms and conditions apply.
I'm just getting those awards as well.
Yeah.
23 awards.
Award-winning. There's 24-hour room service with no supplement. All these specialty restaurants as well. Wi-Fi is included. On top of that, a lot of cruise lines will charge you for that. And there's Saga's travel insurance, which is available at a discounted price from only £22 per person.
Wow. And also, they've got a guarantee, haven't they? They say, love it, first time, or your money back. All the terms and conditions, we were looking at it on the website. It's great. So, can't say I found that. Love it, or your money back. And because they know you will love it. And you're going to be cruising, it's nice and easy, this one, from Southampton straight to the sun. So a few days at sea. I mean, I can only imagine how wonderful those first few days would be on board this stunning brand new ship.
Yeah, and then you're into Madeira. Yeah, we actually looked at it earlier on. There's an opportunity that if you did want to be in Madeira for New Year or for Valentine's Day. There's opportunities there as well. But take that aside from it, the botanical gardens, the flower markets, the culture. So you've got Madeira cake, Madeira wine as well. It's a great climate. I absolutely love Madeira. And you're there overnight as well. There's some lovely restaurants just around the harbour, which is not far from where the ships actually dock. And there's some great hotels as well. So if you get on board, then you can ask for some recommendations. Then we're off to Tenerife. It depends on what you want to do here. If you want to do something a little bit active, then you can go to Laura Park, which is the wildlife park. So you've got parrots and dolphins and sea lions and gorillas, the full works. If you want to go shopping, go to Santa Cruz. If you want to do something scenic, then you could go through the Orotava Valley as well, go up to the viewpoint up there. And see some of the island's vineyards and plantations as well for bananas. Then we're off to Gran Canaria. I mean, this is golden dunes. You can never say guaranteed, but, you know, 365 days of the year, near enough in the Canaries. Yeah. You get very good weather. Can't guarantee it, but there's bays and coves linked together. There's the Bandama Crater, which is definitely worth visiting. So there's a 3,000 feet volcanic crater as well. There's the Christopher Columbus Museum, and of course there's the wind-sculpted dunes of Maspalomas. Then we're off to Lanzarote. Lanzarote has got the national park, the Timofea, which is beautiful. It's famous for the Montañas del Fuego, or the Mountains of Fire, which I love that over there. You've got Playa Grande in Puerto del Carmen as well, which is one of the longest beaches. Great restaurants and shops that just line the seafront there. Really good for water sports. It's quite windswept, so and also if you want to go off and get the ump with the other half, then you can go on a camel ride as well. If you like architecture, then Cesar Manrique architecture here is particularly good. In particular, that underground lagoon. The grotto, as they call it. A couple of days at sea, and then we're off to somewhere which, Ferrol, yeah.
I don't know this part.
Yeah, so it's the birthplace of General Francisco. Great maritime and military past. Easter weekends, they have a massive celebration of statues of saints that go through the town as well. You've got prehistoric monuments, which date back to megalithic. You've got the opportunity as well to go inland to Santiago de Compostela, which is one of the greatest pilgrimages as well. There's a fantastic national park with a 10th century Benedictine monastery, and also the El Rincón del Santa Comba, which is white sandy beaches.
It's always nice to visit Newport. And then a final day at sea, just enjoy the beautiful opulence of the Spirit of Discovery, then back, of course, to Southampton. I can also say one of the most beautiful ships that we have ever had on the show.
I'd love to go on board, seriously, you know, to see something like that.
You'd have to
look how modern the interior is, but then you've got classic restaurants, great facilities like the gyms.
I mean, look at the Lido pool there, the club. Absolutely stunning. Anyway, let's show you what's included. It's an awful lot actually with SAG as well. So boutique cruising with the all-new balcony ship, exclusive to over 50s as well. Also, as well as being all-inclusive, you get tips and Wi-Fi, free door-to-door chauffeur service or parking as well. Wow! So the whole trip is
done for me.
Yeah. Specialty dining, all those lovely restaurants, no extra cost. 24-hour room service, complimentary. And Saga's travel insurance from just £22 per person. Call for details. Ah, it was amazing, really do. However, we're at that point where we're nearly out of time. So here's a quick recap of all of the amazing cruises we've had tonight. We started off with MSC on board their latest ship, and she is
maiden season.
Grandiosa, maiden season on this one. 549, Italy, Spain, France, and Malta. Tips included there as well. Return flights based on London, and then just in.
Off to Papua New Guinea on Fred Olsen's Boudicca, and Boudicca, and this. It's just absolutely, just to go to Papua New Guinea, to see the islands there, finishing up in Indonesia, in Komodo Island as well. Just a great opportunity. Some single outside prices are available, and Manchester flights from as little as £1 per person supplement. Give us a call tonight on that one, because that is going to go quick.
Then we had, remember, our next cruise, which was a cruise and stay, actually, with Celestial, because you get 2 nights in a wonderful hotel in Athens and then a 3-night all-inclusive cruise. And don't forget, the cruise does include all of the excursions as well, so you get 2 excursions, including drinks, tips as well. And we've got a lot of dates available between October this year and November of next year. That price, though, on the lead date just came down today, but I think about £100 as well.
Yeah, then we're off on Marella, and well, I know it's a firm favourite of yours.
Yeah, big
with this one.
Now.
Yeah, and this is going over to Aqaba and Petra, seeing some of the Middle East as well. Overnights in some great ports, including Dubai and Bahrain as well. So that ID number 195035.
And then we had Cunard, the Queen Victoria. She's gone through a major refurbishment, and this is a very, I'd say quite a port-intensive cruise around the fjords. Some of the ports there we haven't even seen on the show before. You've got a deposit from only £1 per person as well. You can upgrade to the Cunard fare and get further benefits as well. And the itinerary shown is based on the 3rd of May, but we have, of course, got a later date on the 7th of August. That price is amazing for Cunard. And then Saga.
Yeah, brand new ship and a fantastic ship as well. Remember, 999 passengers, 505 crew. It's roughly two passengers to every crew member on there. It's just all-inclusive, Wi-Fi included, door-to-door chauffeur service, complimentary 24-hour room service, and travel insurance from as little as £22 per person.
And also, I think there's something nice knowing that it is exclusive to the over 50s. So, you're not going to get, children and young families.
We might get somebody like you.
Yeah. Who acts like a child.
I didn't say it.
We are in that time. Don't forget the hot pick as well that we had this week as well. And the hot pick, of course, came to us from Royal Caribbean on the Allure of the Sea. She's just been amplified, and we've got a price there starting at $999. Then we had a luxury corner, didn't we?
Yeah, not only luxury, but from Oceania as well. This is headed round the Mediterranean, featuring Barcelona as well. That is a fantastic price for a phenomenal cruise line.
Well, we will see you next week with Planet Cruise, same time at 8. Justin, you're back in 2 weeks?
I'll see you in a couple of weeks'
We
time.
will see you in 2 weeks' time.
Take care.
And give us a call. Book a cruise tonight. You will not be disappointed. See you soon.
Hiya, thanks for watching the video. Now don't forget to like, comment and subscribe below. Remember to click that bell to get all notifications, and if you're looking for more fantastic travel video content, like this click on the videos to the right hand side. It'll be really informative. Or click on the Planet logo to the left to go to our website for some fantastic deals. Keep cruising.